안녕하세요. 물리치료 읽어주는 남자입니다. 오늘은 우리 인체 중에서 가장 억울한 친구를 소개하려고 합니다. 바로 승모근입니다. 승모근은 우리가 늘 의심하고 항상 미워하는 존재로 여겨졌습니다. 매번 그 녀석은 뭉쳐있고 타이트하다고 미움을 받고 늘 죄를 많이 지은 것처럼 용의자 선상에 매번 첫 번째로 이름을 올리기도 합니다. 하지만 저는 승모근의 무죄를 주장하고 싶습니다. 승모근은 죄가 없으며 우리 어깨의 움직임을 관여하는 데 매우 중요한 녀석입니다. 정말 승모근은 죄가 많을까요? 승모근의 문제가 정말로 우리 어깨를 괴롭힐까요? 만약에 문제가 있다면 어떻게 문제가 있으며 어떻게 승모근을 도와줘야 될까요? 제레미 루이스 박사님의 이야기를 들어보시죠.
So I think there's a popular misconception that, this thing about upper trapezius that we worry about. So yesterday we were told that one of the things that physios love to do is pelvic tilt. I think the thing that physios most love to do is set the scapula. That's the other thing. So can you imagine walking along pelvic tilting and setting the scapula at the same time? That would be an interesting funny walk, wouldn't it? And we set the scapula to readdress the balance between the upper trapezius and the lower trapezius. So what I'd like to do now is the fastest and largest cohort study in human history. We're going to publish this. We're all going to be co-authors. I'd like you all to stand up, please. Can we turn some lights on, if that's possible? Other lights to turn on? What I'd like you to do is I'd like one of you, become friends with the person next to you, high-five them, introduce yourself. What I'd like you to... That's enough, I'm running out of time. I just realised I'm in trouble. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is one of you offer your back to your partner. So one of you offer your back. You can make Brazilian congas if you want to. Now this has to be done, in research conditions because we want to publish. So no one is allowed to talk from this point onwards. If you are facing your partner's back, I want you to put one finger on the medial border of the spine of the scapula, the other finger on the lateral border of the spine of the scapula, and even if you can't find it, just with confidence, pretend you're on it, okay? So what I'd like you to do now, if you're being palpated, I would like you to create the worst muscle imbalance known to man. I want you to elevate your scapula in the direction of the ear. Just lift your shoulder up. And if you're palpating, do it a couple of times. If you're without talking, if you're palpating, I want you to answer the question that was going to form our research data for our research study. Is the scapula moving? Is it moving symmetrically, or is one side moving more than another? Once you've answered that question, turn around and offer your partner your shoulder blade. No talking, we can't publish. Okay, that's all the time you've got. All right, have a seat. So let's answer the questions. These are binary answers. It's either yes or no, we, see, whatever language you want to answer in. So, did the scapula move? Yes or no? Yes. Did it move symmetrically, meaning both fingers moved at exactly the same level? Well, this is going to be a 100% cohort study. Never been done in history before. Did that mean one side moved more than another? Was it the outside that moved more? This is just a guess. Okay, so what have we just proven in this cohort study of 1,000 scapulae? No one, this is worthy of the New England Journal of Medicine. So we can say that this thing of elevation isn't elevation at all. If the outside is moving, if we're getting more movement on the outside, it's not elevation, it's upward rotation. So what that's simply going to tell us is that if you've got impingement, the last thing you'd want to do is set the scapula to downwardly rotate and depress the shoulder, because what that's going to do is it's going to impinge the acromion into the subacromial space. Now, I don't believe anything I'm saying at the moment. I've got my fingers crossed. In this country, you're allowed to lie. If you cross your fingers,